Remember those viral dance crazes? Remember those catchy lip-sync battles? Yeah, that was TikTok. It started innocently enough, a simple app for sharing short, often silly videos. It quickly became a global phenomenon, especially in the United States. Millions downloaded it. People spent countless hours glued to their screens, mesmerized by endless streams of content. But beneath the surface, a storm was brewing. Concerns about TikTok's data security practices began to surface. The app's parent company, ByteDance, is based in China. This fact raised red flags in Washington, D.C. The Chinese government's access to user data became a major point of contention. Politicians and security experts voiced their anxieties. Could the Chinese government use TikTok to spy on American citizens? Could they access sensitive personal information? The debate raged on. Was TikTok a harmless app for entertainment or a Trojan horse for espionage? The answer, it seemed, depended on who you asked. The United States government ultimately decided to err on the side of caution. Citing national security concerns, Congress passed a bill effectively banning TikTok in the country. The Supreme Court upheld the law, and just like that, TikTok went dark for millions of Americans. The ban was based on the premise that TikTok's data collection practices posed a significant risk. The Chinese government, it was argued, could compel ByteDance to hand over user data. This data could then be used for nefarious purposes such as espionage, surveillance, or even influencing elections. TikTok vehemently denied these allegations. The company insisted that it did not share user data with the Chinese government. They claimed to have robust security measures in place to protect user privacy. But their pleas fell on deaf ears. The United States government remained unconvinced, and the ban went into effect. The reaction was swift and dramatic. Millions of Americans woke up to find their favorite app gone. The void left by TikTok was palpable. For many, it was their primary source of entertainment, news, and social connection. The ban sparked outrage, confusion, and a sense of loss among its devoted user base. Social media platforms were flooded with reactions. Some users expressed anger and frustration towards the government's decision. Others mourned the loss of their creative outlet or their connection to online communities. The hashtag #TikTok ban trended nationwide as users grappled with the sudden absence of the app. Many attempted to find workarounds. They turned to VPNs, hoping to mask their location and access TikTok from servers outside the United States. Others tried using Tor browsers, seeking anonymity and access to the wider internet. But these attempts proved futile. The ban was comprehensive, effectively blocking all known methods of accessing the app from within the United States. Section 4, Can TikTok be saved? Divestiture, and the Trump card. The future of TikTok in the United States hung in the balance. In the wake of the ban, all eyes turned to potential solutions. The media buzzed with speculation and theories. The most viable option seemed to be divestiture. This would involve ByteDance selling its U.S. operations. The U.S. government demanded that ByteDance sell its U.S. operations to an American company. This was seen as a way to protect American interests. This move, they argued, would alleviate national security concerns by ensuring that user data remained within U.S. borders. The debate over data privacy was intense. Several potential buyers emerged, each with their own vision for the future of TikTok. The competition was fierce. Elon Musk, known for his disruptive ventures with Tesla and SpaceX, expressed interest. His involvement added a new layer of intrigue. Kevin O'Leary, the sharp-tongued investor from Shark Tank, threw his hat into the ring. His business acumen was well known. Media mogul Frank McCourt, owner of French soccer club Olympique de Marseille, also emerged as a contender. His media experience was extensive. Adding another layer of complexity to the situation was the upcoming inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump. His policies were unpredictable. Trump, known for his unpredictable nature and affinity for deal-making, hinted at a potential reprieve for TikTok. His statements were closely watched. He suggested a 90-day grace period to allow for negotiations and a potential sale to an American company. The clock was ticking. Section 5, Collateral Damage, the fate of other ByteDance apps. The TikTok ban had a ripple effect impacting other apps owned by ByteDance. Lemon 8, a lifestyle-focused app, and CapCut, a video editing app, also became unavailable to American users. This sudden unavailability left many users frustrated and searching for alternatives. These apps, while not facing the same level of scrutiny as TikTok, were caught in the crossfire. The broader implications of this ban were felt across the tech industry. The US government's actions sent a clear message. ByteDance's presence in the American market was no longer welcome. This stance was a significant shift in policy. The ban raised questions about the future of other Chinese-owned apps operating in the US. Would they face similar scrutiny? The uncertainty loomed large over the tech community. Could they become the next target of national security concerns? The fear was palpable among users and developers alike. The fate of these apps remained uncertain. Many speculated about potential outcomes. It seemed likely that they would also be required to divest their US operations to continue operating in the country. This divestment could reshape the landscape of the tech industry. The TikTok ban had created a precedent, and it was unclear what the long-term consequences would be for other Chinese tech companies with a foothold in the American market. The future remained uncertain and closely watched. Section 6. The Great Firewall of America, Broader Implications of the Ban. The TikTok ban had far-reaching implications, extending beyond the realm of social media. It wasn't just about one app, it was about the broader landscape of digital freedom and control. It raised fundamental questions about data security, freedom of speech, and the role of government in regulating the internet. These are issues that affect every internet user, not just TikTok fans. Critics argued that the ban set a dangerous precedent, paving the way for censorship and government overreach. They feared it could lead to a slippery slope where more platforms could be banned in the future. They drew parallels to China's Great Firewall, a system of internet censorship that restricts access to foreign websites and content. This comparison was alarming to many. Was the US moving towards a similar model, where the government could arbitrarily block access to platforms it deemed a threat? The debate raged on, with no easy answers in sight. The complexities of internet governance and digital rights were laid bare for all to see. The ban also highlighted the growing tensions between the US and China. The two superpowers were locked in a battle for technological dominance, each trying to outdo the other in the digital arena. And the TikTok saga was just one front in this larger conflict. It was a symbol of the broader struggle for control over the digital future. The incident underscored the challenges of navigating a world increasingly defined by technological competition and geopolitical rivalry. The stakes were high and the outcomes uncertain. Section 7. TikTok's uncertain future, what happens next? As the dust settled, the future of TikTok in the US remained uncertain. Would ByteDance agree to divest its US operations? Would a suitable buyer emerge? Would President-elect Trump intervene and offer a lifeline to the embattled app? Only time would tell. One thing was clear. The TikTok ban had irrevocably changed the landscape of social media in the US. It had exposed the vulnerabilities of a digitally connected world and raised profound questions about data security, national security, and the role of government in the digital age. The saga served as a stark reminder that in the digital age, even the most popular and seemingly innocuous apps could become entangled in complex geopolitical battles. The future of TikTok, and indeed the future of the internet itself, hung in the balance.